Hi guys, I'm Andy. Welcome back to Backpacking UK, the YouTube channel that's all about hiking, backpacking and wild camping. Right, I'm super excited today because I get to share with you my favourite Naturehike tent. So I've been a big fan of Naturehike tents for a good 3 or 4 years now. I think they represent excellent value for money, and for the price, I think they're really well designed and thought out. And I think the quality for the price is pretty good too. Now, some of these tents do use borrowed design, but I see that as a positive because you get to experience a top-end tent design for budget money, and these are some of the best out there. So Naturehike has a large range of backpacking tents, but these 5 are my favourite. I've probably owned about 10 Naturehike tents, but these ones really do stand out for me. So to show you today, I've got the Naturehike Monga 2, the Naturehike Cloud Up 2, the Naturehike Nebula 2, the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2, and the Naturehike Star River 2. So a few tents didn't make the cut, the Naturehike Targa and the Naturehike Vic, because they're single wall tents. They're just not my favourites, to be honest. Naturehike Opulus is a huge tunnel tent, just takes quite a lot of time to set up properly. Also the Naturehike Force, which is a trekking pole tent, really not sure about that one. And then there's the Naturehike Bear UL2, which is a really cool tent, but it didn't quite make my top 5. Now, all these tents are made out of a 20D inner, fly and bathtub floor, but they all come with ground sheets too, and they all have the same hydrostatic head rating of 4,000 millimeters. So let's have a look at the Naturehike Monga 2 first. Now this is the one that looks very similar to the MSR Hubba Hubba NX2. So it's 2 doors, 2 vestibules, a couple of vents. It's got guy line attachment points. It's a really nice looking tent on the outside. It's really quite nice and spacious. Next up is the Naturehike Cloud Up 2. Very popular backpacking tent, this one. So it's like a tunnel tent, so you got one door on the front. Still a 2-person tent. This particular one has sort of 2 poles into 1, into 2 again. It's got a vent on the back there as well. It's got side guiding out points, which are really important in the wind, but this is the lightest of the Naturehike tents today. Now, you don't see this Naturehike Nebula tent very often, but I don't know why, because it's such a well designed tent. So it's 2 doors, 2 vestibules. It pitches outer first. It's got 2 long poles and a short pole. It's got a canopy on the top there as well. And this is tried and tested on a stormy day in the Lake District. So don't let people tell you these Naturehike tents can't withstand some horrible weather. So next up is probably Naturehike's most famous tent, the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2. It is designed from the Hilleberg Alak 2. The main difference is the Hilleberg Alak for 2025 costs £1,300. This costs £157. But it's such a good design. 2 doors, 2 vestibules. It's got guiding out points on every pole. Comes with 3 individual poles of the same length. And lastly, we've got the Naturehike Star River 2. Now, I really like this tent, It's got a little bit of a big Agnes feel about it. It's got a vent there, so 2 doors, 2 vestibules. It's got an all-in-one pole structure. I really like the interior of this tent as well. All different sorts of shapes going on with this tent. It's massively understated. So I've put these Naturehike tents in pack size order from the smallest to the largest. Now the largest I think is the Naturehike Monga 2, followed by the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2, then the Naturehike Star River 2, the Naturehike Nebula 2, and then Naturehike Cloud Up 2. But these 3 in particular, there really isn't a lot between them. The Cloud Up 2 is definitely the smallest, and then the Nebula sort of fits in between the 2. It's got a completely different type of bag with compression straps, but they don't house the poles. The poles are separate, so it's a little bit of a tricky one to compare that one. So let's just look how these pitch. So the Naturehike Star River 2 is an inner pitch first. The fly simply clips into the bathtub floor. The Naturehike Cloud Peak 2 is outer and inner pitch together. Just got some little pole inserts. The Nebula 2 again is outer and inner pitched together. The Naturehike Cloud Up 2 is an inner pitch first tent. The fly again just clips into the ground sheet, and the Naturehike Monga 2, again this is an inner pitch tent. So let's have a look at vestibule size. So the Monga 2 is 60 centimeters, probably the same again for the Cloud Up 2. It's 60 centimeters on the Nebula 2. It's 72 centimeters on the Cloud Peak 2, and then you've got another 60 centimeter vestibule on the Star River 2. So the Naturehike Monga 2, it's got a reasonably high bathtub floor, but the rest of the inner is see-through mesh. Now this, out of all these tents, is far more suited to summer. Now the Naturehike Cloud Up 2 has got a reasonable bathtub floor height. It's got see-through mesh on the back. About 50% of the sides are see-through mesh, and full see-through mesh at the front. So it's got a really good balance of solid fabric and see-through mesh. It's a really good 3-season tent. So the Naturehike Nebula 2, it's got a good bathtub floor, and it varies with its solid fabric and see-through mesh. So at one end, the solid fabric comes up higher. At the other end, there's just see-through mesh. And as you can see from this line here, it goes from just see-through mesh to more solid fabric. But again, it's a really good 3-season tent. So instantly, you can see that the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2 has much more solid fabric on the inner. Deep bathtub floor, and the solid fabric, including the bathtub floor, goes out about 2/3 of the way. Now this is much more of a 3+ season inner. And lastly, on the Naturehike Star River 2, nice deep bathtub floor, solid fabric coming up to about halfway, and then mesh from there on in. Now my brand spanking new MSR Hubba Hubba LT2 has an almost identical inner to this. It's so similar. Personally, for 3 plus season use, this sort of 50-50 approach is really, really good. Keeps those chilly drafts out. So 3 or 4 season tents. I think the Star River is between a 3 and a 3 plus season. The Cloud Peak 2 is definitely a 3 plus season tent. The Nebula is a bit of a mix because it's got really quite a low fly, but it's got a lot of mesh inside, so it could be a 3 plus season tent. The Cloud Up, again, is a good solid 3 season tent. And then the Monga 2 with all that mesh, this is definitely a 2 season summer tent. So the Naturehike Cloud Up 2 weighs 1,556 grams. So the Naturehike Star River 2 weighs 1,870 grams. The Naturehike Monga 2 weighs 1,919 grams. The Naturehike Nebula 2 weighs 2,101 grams. And the heaviest Naturehike tent is the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2 at 2,113 grams. So let's have a look inside the Monga 2. So it's 210 centimetres long, it's 135 centimetres wide, and it's 105 centimetres tall. It's got a really cool ceiling pocket on it. As you can see, there's loads of see-through mesh, and then it's got a pocket at either end too. So let's have a look inside the Cloud Up 2. Now it's 210 centimetres long, 125 centimetres wide from front to back, and it's 100 centimetres tall. As you can see, it's got a nice mixture of solid fabric and see-through mesh, and you've got a pocket just above the front doorway here. So let's have a look inside the Nebula 2. Now the length is 110 centimetres, but it's got a tapered width from 135 centimetres to 110 centimetres, but it still has a height of 105 centimetres. It's got a lot of see-through mesh, and you've got a pocket on either end. So let's have a look inside the Cloud Peak 2. Again, it's got a length of 210 centimetres. It's got a slight taper, 120 centimetres to 130 centimetres wide, and it's 105 centimetres tall. It's got a good mixture of see-through mesh and solid mesh, and this is the T-zip door, so you can zip that right back and open up the full tent. So the Star River 2 is actually the biggest. So you've got 215 centimetres long, 135 centimetres wide, and 110 centimetres tall. So it's a proper 2-person tent. Only got a couple of little small pockets though, but it's a nice mixture of solid fabric and see-through mesh inside. So cost-wise, the Monga's £137, the Cloud Up 2's £147, the Nebula I can only currently find for £220, but I'll see if I can find that cheaper. The Cloud Peak 2 is £157, and the Star River 2 is £131. Now the prices quoted are from Collins Outdoors. They're linked with camp lists, which I've used for years. Excellent service. If you've got any questions, James there is superb. Now those prices include delivery and your taxes as well, so don't be tempted to buy these from like Temu, Alibaba, AliExpress, because you never know what you're going to get, when it's going to come, if you're going to pay any additional taxes. So buy them from a trusted source. Now you may have noticed for 2025 there are some pro versions of these tents. In particular, you've got the Monga, the Cloud Up and the Star River have these pro versions, which don't seem to be much lighter, but also seem to have some really good features, but they seem to be more suited to 3-season use. But I'll put links to those in the description if you're interested in them, but they'll certainly be on the channel soon. So which of my top 5 Naturehike tents is my favourite? Now, the first decision's the easiest. The Naturehike Monga 2, for me, it's way too much of a summer tent. Now, if they put some solid fabric higher up, it would come higher up on my list without a shadow of a doubt. So probably the best summer tent here, but for me it's 5th on my top 5 Naturehike tents. And this is when it gets really difficult. I've got 2 inner pitch first tents and 2 outer pitch first tents. Now, they are all very good in their own ways. For backpacking, for long distance backpacking, the Naturehike Cloud Up 2 is probably the best. Lowest weight, smallest pack size, and it flies up really nice and easy. For just from a camping point of view, the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2 is just such a stunning tent for normal camping, but for sort of normal weekend warrior backpacking, where you don't mind carrying a little bit more weight for a bit more space, that means the other 2 are right up there. But I made my decision. In 4th place, I'm going to go for the Naturehike Nebula 2. Now, without a shadow of a doubt, this would be higher if it had a higher level of solid fabric on the inner. I love the way the fly comes further to the floor, but those chilly winds are just going to come in. So this is 4th, but it was close. Now, my number 3 is the Naturehike Star River 2. It's 50-50 inner solid fabric and mesh. I really like the shape of it. The all-in-one pole system works really well. It was a tough one between this one and the Nebula, so this gets a solid 3rd place. That is a cracking tent. Now, the big one, which one's wins? Well, for me, it's end of the day, it's about what is my favourite tent. For 2nd place, I'm going to go with the Naturehike Cloud Up 2. It's a massively popular tent. It's a proper little backpacking tent, this is. For 2 people, it's a little bit of a squeeze, but for 1 person, it's superb. It really is. I think value for money, everything. Cracking little backpacking tent, which means my favourite Naturehike tent, and it always was, let's be honest, for me, it's the Naturehike Cloud Peak 2. I absolutely love it. I've always loved that Hilleberg Alac 2 design. It's just brilliant for me. It offers true 3+ season performance. It's got fairly low fly, lots of solid mesh, but it's still got a decent level of see-through mesh for ventilation. It's got hood over the top. It's got lovely big doors. Get the T-zip version like this. You won't regret it. It's got cracking vestibules. It's just a bargain. Oh my God, this is an absolute bargain without a doubt. But all these are superb value for money. But what I want to know is, what is your favourite Naturehike tent? This is just mine, that's just my opinion. What is your favourite Naturehike tent? Please put that in the comment section, because it'd be really interesting. But I've reviewed all these tents in full, so feel free to check out my other videos. You'll see some of these in action on my wild camping videos. Check those out too. But this has been quite a big video, but thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you hiking soon. Cheers.